Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Despicable Me. People saying mean things because I say things they don't like. Well, this is a particularly enjoyable one for me because I just know I'm right, you know? But in any case, the subject was the composer John Tavener. And you may recall I made a video about him where I basically described him as a lousy composer. There's a whole series of lousy composers, right? Some Kurt Gronke was in there. There are a few others. But John Tavener was like the first. And he's a composer who, I felt was not deserving of his 15 minutes of fame since I first encountered him. And time, I think, has only confirmed me in that view. However, others did disagree. Others do disagree. There are people who really like him, which is fine. You're entitled to like garbage. I've always said that. Just be honest about it. You can like whatever you want. I like junk food. I like lots of trashy music. I do. It's fun. I enjoy it. The problem with Taverner is his music is never fun. Maybe it's enjoyable for some, I don't know, but fun is not really a term that I would associate with him. So anyway, let's see who this person was. Mr. Roger Wilco, 24601, wrote the following about the video. I mean, this is just rage bait, right? As if I'm not serious. I mean, that's terrible thing to say, isn't it? Rage bait. I don't even know what that means particularly. I guess that's something that's supposed to inculcate rage in the viewer, or something that expresses rage of my own. I have no idea what that means. Anyway, this is just rage bait, right? Tavener was a brilliant composer of many exquisite works. Yeah, right. I'm trying to not call you a tasteless moron, but failing. Well, that's the whole comment. And first of all, he misspelled but. He wrote tasteless moron, bit failing. And, one of the sort of basic rules of engagement when you're trying to insult someone and put them down is don't make stupid spelling errors. I mean, that never gets the message across. It makes you just look really silly, I think, But anyway, this is the usual story. I mean, we've seen this before a million times, haven't we? I didn't ever say anything mean to Mr. Roger Wilco. He just disagrees with me about the relative virtues of Tavener as a composer. Therefore, he has license to do what he is accusing me of doing, which is engaging in meaningless ad hominem attacks, calling me a tasteless moron. My goodness, how am I ever going to get over that? I have no idea. But, it really fascinates me about these comments, and they're all in the same category, is just how offended people get by the fact that I may not agree with them. I mean, John Tavener had his 15 minutes of fame. It seems to have dwindled since. I don't disagree that he wrote some beautiful works. I mean, he wrote some lovely short choral works and other things like that. He was able to do that. Lots of people are able to do that. That doesn't make him a great composer. That doesn't even make him a good composer. Most composers who are, serious about their job at some point will write a couple really nice things, maybe even a small handful of really nice things. And then they'll write a lot of garbage. And Tavener wrote lots and lots and lots of garbage. And the reason he wrote garbage, and the reason I object to him aesthetically more than anything else, is because he asks music to do things music can't do. And he asks music to do it in a way that it doesn't. I mean, I very carefully listened to all of his major works and his descriptions of those major works and what the music means. He claims, fourths and fifths spiraling in an endless circle towards the black pit of hell. It's all verbal gibberish, but it's nowhere matched or supported by the audible evidence of the music itself, aside from the fact that it's excessively long and boring and pretentious and sanctimonious. And all those things too. But the real issue is that the music, he says the music means something, and it doesn't. It simply doesn't. It doesn't deliver the goods. It's like me saying, oh, I'm a composer. I'm a great composer. I'm writing music about deep spiritual issues. This is hell. This is heaven. Therefore, if I write a piece that's 2.5 hours long or 2 hours long, and it's going, it describes the conflict between heaven and hell, or hell and heaven in that particular case. I mean, it's what I say it is. You can't argue with that. That's what I say it means. But does it? Is there anything there that, absent his explanation, would lead you to guess what the hell he's talking about, or what the music illustrates? Anyway, that was my issue back when I made the video. We don't have to rehash all of that. But the idea that someone can maintain that he was a composer of many exquisite works, well, of course, that's just this person's opinion. Mr. Roger Wilco, obviously thinks many of them are exquisite. I don't find them so, but that's okay. That's just a difference of opinion. But the point is, I had a rationale. And usually when we talk about these things, we all have a rationale. And you want to have a serious discussion about the relative value of a composer's work. You can't just say, well, he's crap or he's exquisite. You have to have a little more there. There's got to be something behind it. And I never condemn people unless there's something behind it. For heaven's sake, that would just be silly. And that would suggest that my eminently well-considered opinion is anything less than perfectly objective. And I know that's not the case. And you all know that's not the case. So in any event, this was a short and enjoyable little fillip by somebody who just had to start calling names. They always do. They always do. Isn't it fascinating? It's where it always winds up, with the hypocritical about face in which the person accusing me does exactly what they accuse me of doing, and which I didn't really do, but which they do, only worse. Yeah. Quelle surprise. So there you have it. I just so enjoy these videos because, these videos of, me trashing something or getting people upset because the reality is it brings the kookies out of the woodwork, and then I can delete them and I never have to deal with them again. It's like the most wonderful thing about YouTube. It really is. It's just, I can't even begin to tell you how fabulous it is. Because you don't have to put up with these people and their crap. And they don't have to watch me if they think that I'm full of crap. So, it works out perfectly in the end. And so all I can say to Mr. Roger Wilco is over and out. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.